A little knowledge that acts is worth infinitely more than much knowledge that is idle. Khalil Gibran. That is so very true. Use the little knowledge you have. Add to it. Work it. It doesn't take a lot. Think about all we're trying to do here in the market. It's a binary decision. Is the market going up or down? That's literally what you're trying to forecast. How do you do it? You use the Heikin Ashi candlesticks, you use your trend line, and you use the volume. The volume tells you so much with the price together and the trend line. And of course, all we're trading is what? Weekly vertical crossovers. You can see them here on these charts. You can see them again and again and again where they happen. And of course, what are we doing? We are looking to trade those, and we're looking to trade them in the most auspicious way. That is where you have volume that matches the turnaround. We talk about it constantly all the time. So stick with us 10 to 15 minutes each and every day. It will be worth every second you spend with us if you will do it every day. If you will practice trade, learn by doing, follow the videos, sign up at chartingwealth.com. You'll get a training video each and every day. Those will add to your knowledge. You will start practice trading. It doesn't cost you but that 10 to 15 minutes, which is, of course, the biggest thing there is in your life. You get no time back, so spend it wisely. Let's jump into these charts. Everything is up for the day, but Bitcoin pulling back over 3%. Let's look at the S&P 500 up 0.25%. And of course, the high last week was 536.89, 537.01. We're reaching a higher high. It just keeps ticking up. And of course, why? Because we've printed billions of dollars backed by nothing. And of course, if you have real things, which is what the stock market represents, real companies with real jobs, with real assets, making and selling real things, then of course, as you add to the money supply and you just inflate it like a balloon blowing up, you're going to see the market keep going up until at some point the gig is up. But we see it moving ever higher. And we look at where we are on the 2-day. We're above that weekly trend line. Same on the half-day, down in the morning, popping up in the afternoon. What about the NASDAQ 100? This is the trade we made. Why? Because, of course, we had, when we reached the interim low, starting the week beginning the 15th of April, continued on the next week with another red candle. We see the low here on the week beginning the 15th was 413.07. Next week didn't get quite as low, but again, still a red candle above average volume. And then we had the turnaround. We had average volume with a green spinning top, our favorite setup. What we like to see the most is a down candle with higher than average volume or average volume, and then a turnaround with a green spinning top. And of course, the rest is history. You would have gotten in at the worst spot that week. What was it? The high of 436.48. And of course, anywhere along the way, where are we now? If you pulled the trade now, you would be up what? Over $20 a share? Is that not just absolutely beautiful? Well, again, all it takes is practice trading. And again, we're not a stock calling service. We're not telling you to go out and spend real money. In fact, we're telling you not to. We're telling you to practice. Practice to show yourself approved. But things moving in the right direction. NASDAQ up 0.69% for the day. The high so far this week, 468.14. Last week, 465.74. So, you know, we're up just less than $3 already. So things are beautiful, going in the right direction. Don't see a lot of volume here over these last last many weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, going into 7. But we do see things moving up, which is where we want to be. We're above the weekly trend line on the 2-day and the half-day. You can see some ambivalence in the morning, moving up in the afternoon. What about 20-year bonds? Well, we saw 20-year bonds just almost, well, I guess on the right side of the volume, it did hit average, hit an interim high, and then is lower so far this week. This red volume on the weekly volume shows us just that it opened lower than it closed prior. It doesn't mean there's negative volume, but it does give you a clue as to where the opening was for the next candle. If the opening is higher than the prior close, it's green. If it's lower than the prior close, it's red. Up 1.03%. We can see the spinning top representing Monday and Tuesday is a red spinning top. Down it, a doji in the morning, a red spinning top in the morning, and then up in the afternoon with lots of volume. So we'll see bouncing off that weekly trend line on the half day and just sitting right there on it on the 2-day. What I'm hoping is I want to see this go red and roll over with high volume, or at least average volume, which would be a great trigger for a down move. May or may not happen. If it does, great. If it doesn't, we'll just stand by. What about gold? Up 0.29% for the day. You can see where gold plumbed its most recent low Friday afternoon, a low of 411.57, and then since then has just sort of been sliding sideways up a little bit for the day. Looks like two dojis there below that weekly trend line. You can see on the 2-day hasn't hit the low from the Friday 2-day candle. So again, we'll keep an eye on gold. It bounced off the ceiling that for the second time that we have here. And of course, it's doing what you would expect when it bounces off a ceiling. We'll see how low gold will go. We didn't have volume to back up that move over. So again, would have been dangerous to trade that. Lastly, we'll take a look at HODL. Now, we have a doji for the week right now. We have a red down candle trying to push through that weekly trend line. We have a half-day chart that has pushed through the weekly trend line. Is this latest move in Bitcoin over? We shall see. There is some significant weakness right now. And as we look at the 2-day chart, as you backtrack that, again, you can see some down candles where it popped back up, but then sort of rolled back over. So we'll keep our eye on things and see how this 2-day chart is going to continue to play itself out. But, it could be telling us, as we look at it, that indeed that up move may be over. We'll keep our eye on the prize on Bitcoin. We'll see where it goes and which way it goes and how long it goes that way. So appreciate you being with us. Always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.